Hey crafty people, welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! Okay, so this is the video I was supposed to be working on when I ended up doing the video where I made my new ideas journal cover. But for some reason I've been struggling with doing this. I think it's because I always hit a slump around about January, like after the holidays, and I've just been struggling through my crafty slump. So we're going to work on finishing up the wintering backgrounds we did a couple videos ago. I'll leave a link to the video where I created the backgrounds down below. And for these two guys, I've been going back and forth, and I think as of right now, because I really just love how they came out, I am going to leave them plain. I'm just going to round the corners. And then if I find something when I'm getting ready to stick them in a journal that speaks to me, I might add that then. But for now, I think I'm just rounding their corners and leaving them be. And then for the rest of them, I pulled out some focal images, and they're by Ginger Journals and Ink and Paper. I'll leave links to the digitals down below, and let's start with this one. And I'm planning on working, I've got a couple wintry, fairy / foresty journals in the works, so those are kind of the images I went with. And so we've got this gentleman, and we need to just add a few more bits to him. And I was wondering, let's see, maybe we do Sparkling Nights and we'll just trim that shorter. I think I need something to make that bigger so that I can have his feet sitting on something. All right, these are some offcuts from some alcohol ink backgrounds I did. Let's see if we've got one that we like to go on here. That's not quite enough. Let's see how that works. Okay, we're gonna cut that off at about there. Let's just see, do we want it going this way? Or do we like it better this way? I think the other way. And I think I want to round the corners. I'm just going to use the smallest setting. And we will ink our edges. And I've just got purple on this dauber, which I think will work fine. Just trying to decide if I want to put anything else on. And I'm thinking no, let's just go with this. Gonna grab my tag template and cut off our corners on this guy. And round the bottom corners. And we're going to call that one done. I think we're gonna mark this and trim it off about here. That was not even a little bit straight, probably because I didn't cut the top of it straight, maybe. Nope, I was just being sloppy. All right, that, let's ink our edges. This definitely needs more. I'm just trying to decide what I want to do. I want to put something along here, something going this way. Yes. These are some stamped bits and bobs using the Tim Holtz stamp set, and I forget the name of it. It was part of this year's Halloween release. That, and I want a little bit of cheesecloth. That this was dyed with Villainous Potion. Needs more. My brain is fried. I have been putting this off all weekend. Sweet Arm Memory Keeper's tab punch. So I just punched out of the other half of that paper a little tab. Definitely need to ink those edges. Gonna glue down the cheesecloth. Let's crinkle this up a little bit and add a little bit more ink. Gonna grab a little bit of my purple tape. Yeah, this one's getting more elaborate than the first one, but that's how it goes sometimes. And I think I want this guy, but it needs to be inked a little bit. Grab a piece of scratch paper. All right, we're gonna grab a brush and some shaded lilac. Ink. And I'm pretty sure Villainous Potion's what's on this dauber, and I need a little bit more. we're gonna just add a little glue on to the back of this in the wrong spot. Try and get the right spot. Glue the tab on underneath. It's gonna go there. I want to stamp on this. And I'm just grabbing a small number by Crafty by Tony. So we'll just add a little glue here. Glue him on. And then we'll glue the whole piece down. And let's round the corners and ink the edges. And I'll probably put a piece of like coffee dyed copy paper on the back of this just to make it a little easier to write on. But I'm not going to do that now. Next, we've got this lovely lady. And this image and the gentleman on this image were actually cut out of, I printed some journaling cards to do a page, like it was a set of 4 journaling cards and I printed them twice on the page to get smaller images. And yeah, we'll go with Winter Song, but we're going to trim it down. And I think what I want to do is, one, add a little purple to it. And then turn it into a bit of a strip cluster. So we can do that, which I am gonna cut off over here. You know what? Here is that scrap from I hate when things run away right in front of me. So let's take another piece off of this scrap. Let's see. Air. Let's see how that works. Get better there, although it is not quite as straight as I was hoping for. So let's try straightening it up a little bit. Oh, so how's everybody doing? This weekend has been less productive than I would have liked. All right, I think I'm gonna need to take a smidge more off of this one. Actually, I think I'm gonna take the smidge off of this end because I really like the wispy swirliness going on over here. All right, so put that down like so. That over like so. This piece kind of like that. her like that, and then a round bit there. I think I like that idea. All right, let's start with this piece and glue it to that piece. I think I'm gonna put some more of that cheesecloth behind her. Flip her over. Put some glue. Trim a little off there. A little bit off over here. I'm very not chatty today. My brain is completely fried. I don't know. It's late on Sunday evening. I have been kind of meh all day. I don't know. Just kind of, I think my allergies are acting up and I don't know. But I've had, it was a struggle to get my butt started on this project at all today. And I'm definitely not feeling all that chatty, and I don't have all that much going on. We're almost done with January. The weather's warmed up a bit. We had some cold weather. If you're not aware, you know, my friends in the Panhandle were sending me photos of all the snow they got, which is kind of crazy because Florida just does not know how to handle snow. It's one of those things, I'm watching the footage and I'm like, oh, this is not going to go well, since most people in Florida can't drive in the rain. Forget about driving in the frozen stuff. All right, let's cut our corners and round our bottom corners. And the desk ate my template. Oh, there it is. But yeah, I mean, hasn't been a whole heck of a lot going on this past week. You know, I had to take my dad for a doctor's appointment because he's got to get his eyes checked every 3 months to make sure he does not get a detached retina. So I take him to well, he drives to the appointment. I drive him home from the appointment. All right, that one's done. All right, we got another one. Trying to think what I want to ground her on. And let's see if we've got... These are 49 in market tickets. We'll go with that one. Kind of works color-wise. I'll probably ink the edges purple on that. Right. Yes, but I'm going to do a little bit of stamping on that. Give it a little bit more interest. So let's do that real quick. All right, another stamp from that set by Crafty by Tony. It's a scripty set, and actually I don't necessarily need this to be all that regular. I just want to add a little bit of interest to the background. So we're just going to kind of do one of those. Then just looking for another stamp from that set that's gonna work. pieces a year. Let's go ahead and do this darker. Bring our piece back over. We're gonna go that. That. Girl on horse. Keep that. All right, I want another stamp there, and I think I'm going to stamp some stuff on there. Let's pull out my little stamp pad to make it stamp a little bit easier. All right, let's ink our edges. All right, now let's glue our pieces down. You know, I inked it, but I inked it on the other side from the side I'm gluing on the front. Whoopsies. All right, so. Okay, and again, round corners. Cut tag shapes out of the top corners. And we got another one done. All right, let's see. How many more do I have? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to do. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, for her, I think I'm gonna do that, Icy Elegance, and just put some cheesecloth behind her. I'm gonna tip her a little more purple by inking her with some of the Wilted Violet, I think. Just a little bit, not, you know, a ton on there. Wait, this cheesecloth is not wanting to cooperate. I need to trim the edges of this. Try and do it straight. She says. She is incapable of cutting a straight line with a ruler, much less freehanding it. All right, I think I'm gonna glue her down and then trim some of this off. I think the squirrels may be mounting an invasion in the front of my house, or at least my dog thinks so, because yeah, he's kind of whiny, growling like there's something coming to get us, when there probably isn't, but you know. And hopefully that was on screen. I just kind of trimmed away some of the excess so that it was a little less everywhere. And we're gonna do tag corners. And I'm gonna add a bit of dyed seam binding up at the top. And I'm gonna use my tiny attacher, which I picked up on sale because I was not about to pay regular price for a tiny attacher. But now that I have it, I feel like I should at least use it on occasion. So I'm just gonna stick a staple in. There we go. And that one's done. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break and feed my dogs because it's getting to be that time. And then we'll do the last 4 real quick, hopefully. Okay, I made a few more decisions for these pieces just so that we can move this along a little bit. So I've got these guys. I've got a label. I want to do a little bit of stamping on that. And so let's grab back. Just adds a little bit of texture to the background. Nothing major. And then I am going to take, this is from Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous Tiny Text Christmas, which is CMS 424. And I am going to grab, where was it? Sparkling Winter. And stamp that on there. I want to go a blue. So let's grab some Uncharted Mariner for that. Actually, let's do a little bit of water splatters on this. Whew, that was a little bit more than I wanted, but that's all right. Try that real quick. All right, not exactly what I intended, because I was thinking, oh, I can lift some of the background stamping, forgetting that since I stamped that in Distress ink, that would lift too. Oh well, we're gonna go ahead and actually, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab, I think we're gonna do Speckled Egg this time, and just knock back some of that white. All right, let's glue that on. I think this one I'm just gonna round corners on. This one's gonna be really quick because I am literally just gonna add that to this background. Definitely need to knock back those white areas. And you know what, might as well, if I have it out, use the shaded lilac. Do the small corner rounds. All right, that one's done. This guy, I'm gonna trim this out a little bit closer. All right, let's ink the edges of this just in case I didn't do a good job cutting it out, which there are some white bits showing for sure. It's gonna go there, like so. This is gonna fit in like that, and I want to stamp something on there. I am gonna grab another stamp from this set, and I'm gonna use just the Winter Wonderland part of the stamp and stamp that on here. I'm gonna do that by just not inking inna, or the walking inna part of the stamp. There we go. And then we'll put and again, round our corners. All right, we got one left. I'm gonna actually grab out my Fabri-Tac because I have got a Tim Holtz person and I'm gonna give her fairy wings. And so we are going to take this butterfly printable and edit it so that it better fits behind our lovely lady. And I actually think I'm gonna do that inking again to just bring in a little of the shaded lilac. Then we are going to add them to her shoulders, like so. And so by cutting it apart, I was able to make it fit our person, even though the wings themselves weren't quite big enough, but I thought she needed dainty wings. We're going to do Shimmering Snow. And again, ink just to alter the color a little bit. So yeah, don't be afraid to use your distress inks or whatever inks you like to use to alter your printables. What I want to do is use some distress inked cheesecloth to give her a skirt. So we are going to put her down like so, add a little glue. Along here, use my silicone spatula to thin it out because we don't want to see glue globs through our cheesecloth. And then put down some cheesecloth. I think I want a double layer. So what I'm going to do is add a little here and over here so that I can double it over. All right, I think I'm gonna need to trim this off. And do it that way. All right, and we're just gonna add like extra strips. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go like that and put a dot of glue here. And then we need something across the top to cover up our messy top. And I'm thinking of using a couple of these flowers. I think we're gonna go for it. And then we'll just stick her down like so. And I think I'm gonna do tag corners on this if I can figure out where I put my template. Okay, and I can't find that, so I am just gonna wing it, which I find tends not to be my best option when doing that tag shape. That actually didn't come out too bad. Now what I'm gonna do so that they match up is take the piece I cut off, flip it, and cut that corner off. This one feels like it should also get a piece up top. So let's trim that. I've got a dog who has decided he needs to go out, but he can wait a second since we are almost done. As soon as I'm finished, I can let him out. There we go. All right, so they are all decorated. So we've got our lovely Tim Holtz person fairy, our snow globe, our flowers, which I know isn't very wintry, but I just love the colors together. So it may go into something other than a wintry journal. We've got this fairy and this woods lady and another lady, and our woodsman, and another fairy. And then the two that I'm just leaving for now because I just really like them and don't know what I want to do with them. So they just got their corners rounded. So there we go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tags / journaling cards. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that let YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.